Hey folks, this is Scott at the X-Fed Homestead. You can probably hear the chicks are behind me in their brooder. So they're getting pretty large now and I want to get them outside. And so I decided I'm going to put them in the chicken tractor this coming week. However, there is a project that I want to complete before I put the chicks in the chicken tractor, and that is building a lift to help me move the chicken tractor. It lifts the chicken tractor on wheels so that you can pull it and move it across the lawn. Now, I did a video a while ago where I was able to get some free angle iron from some bed frames that I saw in the neighborhood. And I had some upstairs, so I cut them all up and I made a bunch of free angle iron. And my plan was that in the future, I would use those to help make a chick lift. The only problem is I didn't have a welder, but my buddy Roger has a welder, and so I gave him a call and he had me go over there. For those of you who don't know, my buddy Roger is an engineer. He has a really great way of looking at things in order to make them more efficient or just better. So I figured in order to make a great chick lift, I'd bring it over to Roger's house. The funny thing is, after I roll up to his garage where he has his welding equipment, he used my tagline on me. Here, I'll show you what I mean. Well, Roger and Paul had me over to their garage shop. It doesn't look anything like it's going to when Roger builds his real workshop, which is a project I'm looking forward to. But in the meantime, they're doing a little welding of the axle for the chicken tractor right here on this table. Hey!
Let's get to work.
Let's get to work! There you go.
Okay.
All right.
Take two.
Take two.
I don't need my helmet as long as I'm using this camera.
Okay. Watch your eyes though anyway. Contact.
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 Check.
Ready?
Take two.
Take two.
One thing for sure, this is never coming apart.
Well, here we are. There's the finished chick lift. Now we got to paint it and get it hooked up to the chicken tractor. Well, here's a close-up look of the mechanism. You can see the wheels that make it go back and forth, and it moves on a hinge there, and on a hinge right here. So there are two hinges welded to one beam right here. And that piece of metal connects to the angle iron that goes next to the chicken tractor. So the chicken tractor will sit like a big box along this and be bolted to it at 4 different points. And then when I step on this part of it to lift it, this will lock in here and the weight of the tractor will hold it. So we'll try it out once we're done painting it. So now you know how the chick lift works. I'm going to take it, put it on the bench, and grind off some of the sharp corners on it, kind of clean it up a little bit from yesterday when we put it together, and then I'm going to sand it, get it ready to paint. So let's do a little grinding. To take the wheels off, we got these cotter pins in here that my buddy Roger was happy to give me. Let's take those wheels off. And the washers. So those can go over here for now. And now I'm going to take off all these sharp edges, grind them down. One of the reasons this project took me a while to get to is because I didn't know how to weld. So I took an 8-week course at the local tech school and learned a little bit about welding. And I realized it's a lot more complicated than I ever thought it was. There's a whole lot of variables that go into welding a couple different pieces of metal together. And real welders are artists, in my opinion. And that's a new opinion. I didn't have that before, but I certainly have that now, because with a little bit of experience, I can appreciate the work that goes into the years of experience that it takes to be a good welder. Having said that, if you can heat up 2 pieces of metal and make them stick together, chances are they're probably going to stick for what you want, especially something as mundane and as small a project as a chick lift. So I put the heat to it, it's sticking together, but my welds are pretty sloppy on this. I'll be the first to admit it. And my instructor said, we're not grinders, we're welders. So use just as much weld as you need, but no more. And that's an easier thing said than done, certainly. So I'm getting a lot more experience in grinding than I anticipated, and that is going to motivate me in the future to try to be a better welder. Having said all that, I think this project is going to stick together, and I don't think these welds are going to break. But I've got a lot more grinding to do on this project. Well, that's it for the grinding. I'll put it through quality assurance and see if it passes inspection. But I think I'm going to get to the sanding. Well, it doesn't look so bad, but Well, it's looking pretty good. Still needs a little bit of work, but we'll get there. I just used the sandpaper to scratch up some of the paint that's already on here. So we've got some bare metal. We'll put some primer on. Well, right now the bottom of it's a bright blue. I took it out and painted it. And I'm going to let it dry inside the garage here. And later I'll flip it over and give it another coat. I was thinking green, but since I had this blue around, I thought I'd give it a try. Well, that looks pretty good if you like blue. So we got the grinding done, we got the painting done, and at least the first coat. We'll put some more on tomorrow, weather permitting. The sky's cleared up pretty nicely, so I'm hoping tomorrow morning will be a little bit better than today was. I gotta get these chicks outside. They're causing a ruckus in here, tipping over their water. I'll have to get a bigger water or two. So if we get another coat of paint on tomorrow, we can test fit it onto the chicken tractor, see if we can make that thing go a little better. I've got 2 screws I can try here. Let's just give it a quick test. That seems to hold it. Step down, we'll use a string to lift this up, and then we can let it all the way down. There we go. So it's resting on the ground. And then we step on it. Look at that. That is something. But let's give it a road test. I think that'll be fun. Let's see if it can move over terrain. Well, you can see I have the rear of it jacked up on the chick lift, and now I'm going to see how easy it is to move. I have a little tweaking to do on the chicken tractor. It's got the chick lift on it now. I put some roosts in there for the chickens if they want to get up there. I have a nesting box in there if I were going to have egg layers. But these meat birds, they're just going to sit on the ground most of the time and just continue to eat. And I think they're going to enjoy the rest of their stay here at the XFed Homestead, out in the sunshine and the fresh air, eating the grass and the bugs and having a good time. And I'm going to enjoy watching them grow, and we'll harvest them in about a month or so. So stay tuned for that video as well. If you like this kind of content, please give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate you watching these videos, Maybe you learned something, maybe it's a little bit entertaining for you, but I greatly appreciate you, and I'd like to keep making more of these videos. So this is Scott at the XFed Homestead. We'll see you next time.